Okay, everything should be working, I hope. If not, well, just send a DM because well, there's not much I can do about it just except record it again. Anyways, talking about thresholds. Um, to me, thresholds are almost these invisible barriers, but you can definitely feel the mental impact. Ignore that I have H3, it's just what I was playing last. But to me, thresholds are areas like this on ramp. So for a lot of people, if you notice, they'll either play it back here or way in front. The reason I call it a threshold is I look at thresholds from the point of view of attackers. So the enemy team has to get to the top of ramp, which this is a threshold. In the second it's past here, everything starts to click together for offense. And it just helps up, and it's a massive boost of it's a massive boost of speed and fighting power and knowing when you can fight. And like from what I've noticed of a lot of specials, I'm just gonna use a ball real quick. Like a lot of specials get popped here, which is right next to the threshold. So what happens is they can go to here, and now this is where you're wanting to be. The main threshold that I will always think about is here, like right where I'm standing, in mid. Because if you back up and something swings this corner, you have to keep backing up. Or vice versa, if you swing forward, you almost have to keep going forward. But you can't just sit here. Because sitting in this threshold makes it really awkward. Because I can just swing this corner and one-shot things. Or the same pushing forward. Like, I can very easily poke out this threshold. But it's something like right here, where it's very awkward. Even out here, you're still on a threshold. And it's not, oh yeah, your camera control is wacky. It's just everything can converge onto your point, and you're not doing anything with it. The thing with thresholds, which I find important, and why I brought it up, is thresholds often chain into each other. And it's why I find speed such an important factor in this game. So, like from here, there's a threshold out to here. This is an easy one to clear. People are used to clearing this. This gives me enough speed and momentum to get up to here. And I'm right in front of a threshold. Because I just crossed a threshold, and I'm not needing to fight for it, and I'm confident I can cross this threshold. And because I cross this one, I can very easily cross the next one. It's why speed is so important. But it's definitely a unfun mental battle. I'm going to just show another stage as an example. Because admittedly, to me, thresholds are starting to lose some of their effectiveness for showing it, but that's just because I've been getting so used to fighting the mental battle of thresholds. Because that's what they are, is it's a mental battle of, okay, I need to go forward, but it feels uncomfortable. Benefit of playing with my team paradigm is we don't care, we have to blow past those thresholds. So yeah, like on this stage, a threshold is like right here. But it's really odd because I don't think the threshold is right here. I think it's at the top of this ramp. Because if you're back here, you're not even thinking of going forward. And same if you're trying to attack. You're fine going up to here, but it's right here. This is where it feels so uncomfortable to cross, and this is why I call it a threshold. Because as soon as you cross it, right here is super open and super comfortable. But it's right here which is uncomfortable. And this is again where specials are important. Because like Bubble, I think Bubble has all sorts of issues. Granted, all specials do. However, if I bubble here, I can cross this threshold for free. So I would say that this is a good bubble. Because I don't need to worry about it. And then there are thresholds for like crossing a crossing, for going across mid. I think this stage is two. Because right here, it's super comfortable to just stay back here. You have to get through this first threshold of just getting into zone. And you can't sit in zone because zone itself almost is a threshold. Or yeah, I'd say it's probably one large threshold. Because entering zone, here's a threshold, and once you're out here, here's another threshold, where you just want to pause compared to going forward. But no, like that's kind of threshold, so like they just chain together, but they're really important, and it's what makes stages feel so uncomfortable. I'm gonna swap off to Wiper because from everything I've seen, I believe you're a Wiper player. If I'm wrong, oops, I don't know who I was thinking about. Who plays Wiper? But I'm fairly sure you do. That's a fun stage to show some of this, just that way you can relate with Viper. and think of some other thresholds, because there are so many on stages. Oh, now realizing that could be heard. Whatever, I don't mind. Boredom is a pain. So on this stage, there's a threshold right here. So if you've been playing, it's probably really comfortable up to here, and it's as soon as you're trying to go past here, where it feels very uncomfortable, and this is where a lot of people try to force through, and this is a threshold to me. It's awkward to fight and very awkward to hold, but as soon as you're past it, like up to here, it's very comfortable. Especially like once you're on stack, this is very comfortable. Um, there's another threshold right about here. This is more so due to stage geometry, but it's still a threshold, where this is just a very uncomfortable and awkward to hold. Same with back here. And once you're up here, or honestly, I think zone as a whole is a threshold. I don't know why I didn't think about it that way. Like up to here, I still feel like I'm in a threshold and I still need to be moving. Again, once I'm up here, I'm fine. I'm out of that threshold. Here's also fine, and you probably felt it. You can go up to here comfortably. It's crossing this threshold, which becomes rough. The easiest way to think about thresholds is what is the area where you would naturally want to special through? Because those are often thresholds. So like if I'm here on Wiper, I can be sitting here comfortably. I don't mind just poking things out, throwing torps, doing whatever you need to. But pushing up to here feels uncomfortable. And this is where you would stamp through. Because once you're past this threshold, you feel very comfy. Like getting into their spawn from that threshold is super easy. There's also a super awkward threshold back here. This doesn't matter as much, but it matters if you're holding an offense, or yeah, like if you're holding an offensive position or you're like the team in the enemy spawn, yeah, it matters. But yeah. Anyways, woo, thresholds. If you have any questions, just ask, because I do not mind explaining. Because I honestly think thresholds are such an important concept, but no one wants to talk about them, which is a shame. Yes.